November 3rd, 2015, New York, Citi Field. Mets versus Nationals. Max Scherzer versus Matt Harvey. What a brilliant pitcher's duel. The penultimate game of the regular season, in which the Mets would end up playing the World Series and losing in 5 games against the Kansas City Royals. So, Matt Williams and Terry Collins were the managers, and the game featured 2 of the best pitchers in that season. We had Max Scherzer, who had a horrible luck that year. He had a 2.91 ERA, but still only managed to win 14 games because the offense was pathetic and the bullpen was even worse. And then you had Matt Harvey, who only won 13 games despite a 2.80 ERA. He finished with a 2.71 earned run average that season. It was the second game of the doubleheader. The Mets were fighting for home field advantage against the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Division Series. And they were 1 game behind with 2 games left, so they had to win the game if they wanted to play at Citi Field. So the last 10 games for Matt Harvey, he was coming in hot. He had a 2.35 ERA and a 2.18 batting average against. And it was his tune-up start before the playoffs. The previous start for Max Scherzer, he had flirted with no-hitter. He pitched 8 innings of 2-hit ball with 1 earned run and 10 strikeouts against the Cincinnati Reds. He was unbelievable in that game. But he was about to be even better. So the no-hitter got broken with 1 out in the 8th inning in that game. And Scherzer that year had struggled against the New York Mets. He had an 0-2 record. And it was his final start of the season. So Bryce Harper, Jason Worth, Anthony Rendon, Jordan Zimmerman, Ryan Zimmerman, Ian Desmond were all on the bench. And the wind was blowing in, so that was favoring pitchers, as if they needed more help, Matt Harvey and Max Scherzer, right? So the game begins. Max Scherzer strikes out the first 2, Curtis Granderson and Ruben Tejada, both with a 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. Then a ground out by Michael Conforto on a 95-mile-an-hour heater. And a 1-2-3 inning is on the books for Max Scherzer. He actually matched Matt Harvey, who also started things out with a 1-2-3 inning. Michael Dyer then had a flyout on a four-seam fastball, then a ground out by Kelly Johnson. Then he struck out 3 in a row, 2 of them with fastballs, 1 with a slider, Nunes, Plawecki, and Dilson Herrera. And then a ground out by Matt Harvey on an 87-mile-an-hour slider. Second time through the order. Let's go. Curtis Granderson. He just lines out to second base on the hardest hit ball of the entire game. Dan Ogla makes a great catch. Dan Ogla. On a 95-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. Then he strikes out Ruben Tejada on a fastball again. Then the flyout on an 89-mile-an-hour changeup for Michael Conforto. Then a ground out by Michael Dyer. Then 2 strikeouts in a row, both with four-seam fastballs, 195, 196, 1 to Kelly Johnson, then to Kurt Neuenhuis, who he was, by the way, owning completely, as well as Ruben Tejada. It was the second strikeout that he got against those guys. And then Kevin Plawecki hits grounder to third base. Routine for Junel Escobar, he grabs it, whatever. Well, it turns out his grip sucks and he throws a Corey Kluber filthy, disgusting sinker to first base, and Clint Robinson cannot make the play. It's an error. Kevin Plawecki ends up at first base. There goes the perfect game. Look at it. There goes the perfect game for Max Scherzer. Again in 2015. Well, this time it wasn't with 2 outs in the 9th, and this time it was because of an honest mistake by a teammate, not by a bitch move by Jose Tabata. Screw Jose Tabata. I'm so glad his career is done and that he failed completely, and everybody remembers him for being a piece of crap. And then Dilson Herrera has a pop-up, whatever, 87-mile-an-hour slider. Another great inning for Max Scherzer. Yoenis Cespedes walks up to the plate, strikes out on a four-seam fastball. Pretty good, huh? Yeah. So then they open the Mets lineup again. Curtis Granderson, strikeout. Ruben Tejada, strikeout. Michael Conforto, strikeout. Michael Kodaier, grab some pine. Kelly Johnson, go take a seat. Kurt Neuenhuis, bye-bye. 3, you're done. Kevin Plawecki, strikeout. So, Max Scherzer was getting everybody via the strikeout. He ended up striking out a bunch of guys. 17, to be exact. And that's the record for a no-hitter. He tied the record for a no-hitter, for most strikeouts in a no-hitter. And, oh, by the way, spoiler alert, he pitched a no-hitter. He ends up striking out 17, 9 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, no walks, no earned runs, obviously. 17 strikeouts. Yeah. That's... How do you even strike out 17 people? I mean, I know the Mets lineup wasn't good, but even if I was playing against 5-year-olds, I couldn't strike out 17. I mean, I don't play baseball. I have never played baseball at a high level like Max Scherzer, but you know, Jesus. I mean, that's incredible. The 7th no-hitter of 2015, which is crazy. Imagine getting 7 no-hitters in one season. And this game had a total of 35 strikeouts. Yeah, crazy. The runs came with a sacrifice fly by Wilson Ramos. Michael Taylor scored from third in the 6th inning. It was unearned against Matt Harvey because he got on base on an error. Then in the 7th inning, Dan Ogla, of all people, hit a home run against Hansel Robles. And Max Scherzer, well, a little bit of history about this performance. He became the 5th pitcher in Major League history with 2 no-hitters in the same year. It was the 11th double-digit strikeout game for Max Scherzer in that season. He also got a base hit, a 12th single in the 5th inning against Matt Harvey. It was the only home loss for Matt Harvey in 2015, which is freaking crazy. And yeah, it was the 2nd time the New York Mets got no hit at Citi Field. Against a divisional opponent. Oof. Even if you ended up as the National League champions that year, I mean, I really like the Mets. I really like that team. I don't support any team, but I like the Mets. Yeah, that's gotta hurt. The Mets used to be pretty freaking bad. And then Jacob deGrom decided to go to Mount Olympus and become a god. Well, the Mets are still pretty bad, despite having Pete Alonso and deGrom. So, yeah, I mean, Junior Escobar's error cost Max Scherzer a perfect game. Scherzer pitched 2 no-hitters that year, and in both he came within 1 base runner of pitching a perfect game. One of them was because of an unsportsmanlike move, and the other one was because of an error made by a secondary defensive player. Awesome. I love it. No, actually, I freaking hate it. It really bothers me that Max Scherzer doesn't have a perfect game. He should have a perfect game. Mike Muchlinski, the umpire for that game against the Pirates on June 20th, 2015. That's plate crowding. Man, come on. Yeah, I refuse to believe somebody is that stupid. But Jose Tabata, you're a dick. Jose Tabata. So yeah, that's the thing. Oh, another thing. Michael Conforto, in his first at bat, in which he grounded out with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, was the only 3-ball count for Max Scherzer in the entire game. He had 3-0 count. He had a 3-0 count against Mad Max Scherzer, which, yeah, it's weird. He only had 1 3-0 count, and he got a ground out of it. I mean, how good can you freaking be, Max Scherzer? Come on, that was a brilliant start. And to me, the greatest single player performance ever. So, there you go. That's gonna do it for today. Hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.